Oh, it's Bob Pandolfo, and welcome to my YouTube channel. And I'm going to talk a little bit about a book I wrote some years ago called Speed in Class Handicapping. And as you see, here's the cover, and this is the front cover, and this is the back cover. You can see the handicapping system, and it shows you what you'll get. So I'm going to just take the PDF quickly here. Here's the table of contents, elements of class. The consistent number system is the main system in the book. I have a whole bunch of examples. Then I talk about turf racing, long shot class handicapping angles for main track and turf. And now this is designed for past performances. You could use it with any past performances, but it's really designed to work with the Brisnet Ultimate Past Performances, because what I do is I show you how to use the race summary, which is this part, which is down at the bottom of the Brisnet Ultimate Past Performances. You can adapt it to Trackmaster, Equibase, time form, daily racing form, but it's easier if you just use this race summary. So even though this is a book, a regular book, not a computer handicapping system, in a sense you're kind of using computer handicapping because you're using the summary, which is all generated by computer. I mean, there are averages in here of all these different types of ratings. And I give all these examples. I also talk a little bit about some history about racing, in particular races that from the past, like, and I talk about Zenyatta and some different things about racing in general. The thing I like about this system, first of all, it's not that hard to use. It's a system that an experienced handicapper could use as an addition to their own handicapping to help them maybe figure out a pick three or whatever they're playing. Or it's also very good for people that are just starting out, because when we first start out handicapping, we get interested in racing, we buy all these books, whether it's an Andy Beyer or whoever, all these great handicappers who wrote books about handicapping, which are very interesting. But then you get all this knowledge and all these different factors, and it kind of clutters your brain, and after a while you have to learn what isn't as significant. You really have to kind of narrow it down. This gets right to it. It just cuts it to bare bones. And one of the most significant things about this book is I show you in here how to find races that are more winnable. And this is kind of a misconception, I think. We talk about good betting races sometimes, and people say, "Well, I want a big field, a contentious field with a lot of good horses." Well, if you look at it, let's just say you find a 12-horse race on turf, and all 12 horses look good on paper. Say they look like competitors. They have good form. They fit on class. Well, chances are if you bet that race, you're probably going to lose, because there's this, you're going to pick out a horse that you think, oh, okay, I think this horse is ready to win. But chances are, unless he gets like a perfect trip or something, some other horse is going to get a better trip, and because they're all evenly matched. So, in order to make that kind of a race, a good betting race, like a 12-horse, turf race, where all the horses look good, you would have to be like boxing, a few long shots or something like that. It's otherwise you're probably not going to win it. So now I know sometimes people say, well, if it's not a contentious race, if it's not really competitive, then I won't get a good price. That's not true. And I show in this book, and again, if you follow my handicap, and I handicap harness racing and thoroughbred racing, and I find this in both sports where the best bets are usually in races where you can eliminate quite a few horses. And this is why I show you exactly how to do that in this book. One of the biggest scores I ever had was at Hollywood Park years ago in a 6-horse field. They caught a $47 horse, which led to a whole bunch of exotic hits. So think about it. If you're betting a $47 horse in a 12-horse field, there's 11 horses that can beat you, unless you can eliminate a lot of the horses that don't look good. In a 6-horse field, I only had 5 horses that could beat me, and a couple of them didn't even look that good. So, I was pretty confident going in, even though the horse was 22 to 1, 23 to 1, whatever it was. So, you can get good value. So, I'll give you another example. Say you've got a 12-horse field, again, and contentious, they all look good. Would you bet a 3 to 1 shot in that race? I wouldn't. I mean, if you're going to bet the race, it has to be a long shot. If it's a 6-horse field or a 7-horse field and you can eliminate a few horses and you've got a 3-to-1 shot that you think has a good chance, that's different. Now you may have value on a 3-to-1 shot. So, you're better off looking for races where you can eliminate horses. Even up to half the field is good, because then you have a better chance of winning, and you could still find long shots and good value. You just sometimes you have to be patient, but those are the races really where the best bets are. So I go all through different things, and then I have some angles in here too. Here's the classy closer angle, which is good for certain types of races, as I show in here, and it's very good for turf racing. And classy closer, like long shot. You have a whole chapter on turf racing. So, but anyway, I wanted to show you this book because I did a printing of this years ago, Speed and Class Handicapping, and it sold out. I did another printing. Now it's kind of, the interest in it is kind of slow, but the thing is, it's a good book. I think it's a the type of book that a lot of people would like, because like it cuts through the clutter and shows you how to use this summary to focus in on horses that really have a good chance. So anyway, I'm going to be putting out more videos, so keep tuning in, and make sure you subscribe to my channel. It's free, and that's important to me on my YouTube channel. And thanks, and good luck.